Hi, everybody, and welcome. Oh, this is bad. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Altered States with Rachel, and I'm Rachel. Now, as most of you know, the title says Rachel and Jennifer, and as you can see, my co-host chair is empty, but she assured me that she would be back in just a minute. So we will just have to see, right? Hi, Carol. Hi, Brigitte. How are y'all? How are y'all, and how are your energies? We since Jennifer's here, I've been trying not to talk her head off, and I haven't been trying to cook her to death. But I'm enjoying the benefits for sure. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Christine. So it's good tonight. I know I have missed y'all, and it's Sorry, I was just reading. I really miss y'all whenever I'm not on here. And I was telling Jennifer earlier because, not that my energy wasn't high today, but it was definitely like at a lull. And then before I started to get ready on my other show and go live on it, I could definitely feel the energy amping up. But in between that time, I did go look at the moon, which is really, really beautiful. And I've had an intense headache. So super excited. Good things coming. All right, Facebook user. Let's see. I'm feeling great. Okay, you touched on ancestor history, making it right in this time. Any message for me? I don't understand what you're saying. Yes, Carol. Super, super. Yeah. Yeah, Brigitte, my animal spirit cards. Yes, I will. It's been a while since I had these. So, Brigitte, did you want the animal spirit like this or the Guardian of the Night Tarot? Which one? Hi, Samantha. Okay. All right, Facebook user. Let me All right, Facebook user. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to do one reading and then I'm going to come back to you, okay, about the past life, what's holding you back. I'm going to jump into the animals. All right, Brigitte. Let's see what Brigitte needs to know. So these are the beautiful cards. Guardian of the Night Tarot. And I'm telling y'all, so she is on Facebook and on Instagram. And, you can get her. She has a her own little web store. But she does specials all the time. So y'all definitely should go and get on there. Sorry, KJ. I keep looking at you, okay? So I'm being distracted. So yeah, anyway. Sorry, KJ. I keep looking at you, okay? Oh, I'm sorry. So yeah, anyway. Do you understand why I get to listen to myself, my echo? My producer in here. You're fine. All right. So like I was saying, go and find her Facebook page and her Instagram page. She's doing specials all the time, and she will do extras, and they're not that expensive. I really, really like her. She does a lot of different decks. She does a cat, she does a dog, she does a lot. She's also known for the crows. All right. So KJ, it was you. Okay, I got you now. All right, let's go back to Brigitte.
I feel like we're divided.
There's probably
No, there's literally a division.
There is. We're polarities.
Sorry, I was eating bread.
All right, Brigitte. So as y'all know, I got my sidekick in here. Got my sidekick.
Sorry, guys. It's been a day. It's been a birthday.
It has been. Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. There's a lot. There's a lot of birthdays. I mean, like we said, you, my mom.
Yeah.
I have like 4 or 5 different Facebook friends. There's a lot.
Everybody's birthday.
Come
up.
Mm-hmm.
All the awesome people.
Is that what it is? Dang it. I'm always
please.
early. All right. What does Brigitte need to know? Brigitte, I think you my people since you have the birds. I saw where you said you have some birds still available. And I was like, no, Rachel, don't do it. Don't do it. Because, I've talked a lot about my chickens. And so whenever I go in there, thanks, Sam. Oh, yes, Sam. Just so you know, my flock has increased. And I'm blaming that on you. I've got more chickens. Now I've got roosters. All right. Back to Brigitte. All right, Brigitte. So whenever I go into my little chicken pen, I feel like I'm stealing their eggs and their feathers. So I always say, thank you for the eggs and thank you for the feathers.
It's better than my daughter being all high in Washington State and talking to the chickens with me on the phone saying, you ain't got to lay eggs. I'm a feminist. I'll do whatever you want to do. I think it's better that we're just talking to them.
Yeah.
And not reading them their feminist Bill of Rights.
Right.
You ain't got to produce. I'll still love you.
These got to produce.
That depends on how it goes tomorrow. We may or may not still be producing.
Well, that's really kind of weird because, we've talked a lot. Well, we know that the midterms are coming up. And
right.
Again, we create a reality. There's no fear. But there was definitely like moments of ups and downs,
Mm-hmm.
ups and downs. And whenever I was having that down and was going to that fear place, I was saying, okay, so what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And then, I channeled some stuff. And then I went back into that headspace and I feel like I got popped on the wrist because they didn't say, you haven't asked what you could do for others.
That's true.
And I was like, okay, and so, and sometimes I feel like, just being that lighthouse, and that's no ego involved, but just like, hey, it'll be okay. We can do this. But I was like, what can I do? What can I do? And I thought, well, I got chickens. I can always give eggs,
Hello.
And the next thing I know, somebody's like, hey, you want some more chickens? I was like, oh no, it's going to get bad.
See, but they're the only ones. I mean, well, they're not the only ones to be breeding, but at least they'll.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not
leave it.
Yeah. And I'm not saying it's going to get bad. I was just like, I asked and the universe provided.
There you go.
And if anything, there might not be a need for me to help anybody. That just might help with my fears and my anxiety going into the situation.
It might. And you know what? I think that the chickens are symbolic because I'm trying to be serious here, but I'm not. As we move through the energy that's going on, maybe what we don't need is groundhog. Maybe we need to go consult your chickens to see where things are going. Peck once. If we're screwed, peck twice if we're not.
Okay, first of all, talking about my mom again. Now, my mama,
chicken head.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, she's chicken head. She's not chicken head. She's married to chicken head.
She's sweet.
And but growing up, she was afraid of chickens. And so whenever I got my chickens, she was like, can I go in there? Are they going to pick my eyes out? And I'm like, no. And she realized how like a little beautiful sound they make, how calming it is, their personalities. But she had told me that whenever she was little, she would go to the fair and the chickens would play the piano. Like you would give them feed. Yeah. And she was like, oh, so that scarred her. But now it went from scarring her to like, do you think your chickens can play a piano?
And I was like, do we have a keyboard here?
I know. I was like, let's try.
Stick one out there in the morning.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'll put my laptop out there. We'll see if they have any messages.
If they type a message.
It's like chicken Ouija board.
Right.
We'll see if they type anything.
Okay.
In.
But that's the thing. If I'm out there with my chickens and I'm being for real.
Yeah.
I use it as a form of, meditation, finding the beauty within the chickens or whatever. So if that's my spot, then I could look for clues about or answers about the questions I have.
I ain't joking.
Yeah.
I'll put my computer out there tomorrow and we'll ask the chickens questions and see what they say.
Yeah. But we could,
We could.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Didn't my husband say, did they see the beauty in everything?
Yeah. But but that's what you can do. You can look for divination and landscapes and,
yes, we can.
And nature, and chickens can be.
Why not in chicken pecking?
Yeah.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow on the Ascension Network, it will be messages from chicken pecking.
But if a lot of my animals are birds, what's the difference? I mean, there is a difference between a chicken and an eagle, but
we don't have an eagle here. But we can ask Brigitte if she can get her
Actually,
Her bird. Do we have eagles here?
yes, yes, we have eagles here. I was going to Noonan the other day, and an eagle flew out in front of me.
Get out of here.
Yeah, and it wasn't. It flew so low. It was right in front of the truck. It wasn't a near miss, but it was. It was right there, and there was no doubt that it was an eagle.
See, now you sounding like Victor. Victor, don't be getting upset behind the
I
camera.
was on the phone with my mom, and I was like, "An eagle, an eagle, an eagle, an eagle, an eagle." And then I called out, I was like, "An eagle flew out in front of me."
See, Victor saw a bunch of them before the last powwow.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't eagles, it was hawks.
Mm-hmm.
And he said all these hawks had given messages, but Victor's costume was falling off of him. And I said, maybe the message was, look, asshole, you're going to end up naked at the powwow.
Yeah.
Mind your costume. Had a whole dialogue. But who knows?
Mm-hmm.
I will chicken pecking tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's get it.
Okay.
We're going to bring a chicken on there and let them start reading, y'all.
Glenda, you saw it. That was me. I seen the whitehead, and that's what I'm saying. You know, it wasn't typical because it was on a narrow road, and so he had to swoop down. You know, and he did. He displayed himself where I could see, no doubt, that it was an eagle.
That's incredible.
It was incredible.
We never see them here. We see a lot of hawks, but not eagles.
Well, there's a lot. There's a lot of eagles over here, and then
I've never seen them.
yeah, and then my sister-in-law, she has a pay lake where you pay to fish.
Yeah,
and that's close to Sweetwater Creek.
So
she has a lot of eagles at her lake.
That's cool. I've never seen them. I guess I'm just not. I guess I'm not in tune with the eagles. I'm going to work on my eagle tonality.
Just birds.
Tonality. I love birds. I've always had birds.
All right.
Just okay. Anyway, go ahead.
I know Brigitte's like, come on, I need to know.
Sorry, guys. We did this last time too. I'm gonna let her read.
All right, Brigitte. What does Brigitte need to know?
But it's about birds. Fish. There's birds.
Okay, Brigitte. Yes, we have the hawk or the owl. Sorry, not that. All right. The first one is a Knight of Swords. Okay. So, you know, Knight is showing action. Sword is that mental thoughts. The really cool thing, Brigitte, is you got two major arcana. It's the Emperor and the Magician. So the Emperor is the owl. This is the wisdom. And then we have the Magician is the raccoon. And first of all, it's like, okay, we were talking about duality. Like you said, there's a pole in between us. I'm on one side, you're one side, the other. So whenever you think about the Emperor and you think about the Magician,
they're in opposition to a degree. One is logic and one is
but
not.
It is. But however, they are the same because it's like whenever I think of somebody who's like, you know, shamanic practice or a shapeshifter, they don't see themselves stuck in one position.
Right.
And it's just like with most spiritual people, sometimes they think they have to be one way all the way. They have to be presented as very stoic, very stern, very serious, you know. However, but it might be that Magician sneaking in like Rocky the Raccoon with his little mask on, you know.
Go and lighten up a little bit.
Because that's whenever things sneak up, whenever you're not expecting it.
It's the truth. And then when you let your guard down, Spirit will come in to tell you what it needs to tell you. Like we were talking about when you get busy with something else, mind numbing, that you get all the answers that you're looking for.
And it comes through.
Yeah.
And that's what yoga is supposed to be, or like the shower. It's just little mindless type things.
Yeah.
But
things to
so
bring about.
So whenever you need to be this emperor, whenever you're being this position of power, this leader authority, don't forget that you can be the trickster. And to me, it's just all about that duality of when it's appropriate to be which one. Okay. And it seems like for me, I am the magician or I am the trickster a lot because it's a lot of hard situations. And I'm like the one that's saying awkward stuff, but it breaks the energy.
Fun in it, though.
But it breaks the energy.
Keeping fun in things.
Yeah.
Help breaks it down.
But I'm going to see what this Knight of Swords is with this kind of a fish because it's a barracuda. All right, Brigitte. So it says, okay, take a moment out of the song in your head, Oh Barracuda. Have you ever encountered a person who is sharp as a tack, someone who grasps the most complex subjects within a few minutes and at the same time seems to lack any sense of humility or compassion? This is a person who may not be aware of how opinionated they come off or how sharp their words cut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The barracuda is ruthless, stealthy, and fast. They cut through the water with precision and clarity as they go after prey. Call on the barracuda when requiring feeling powerful and sharp. The barracuda is also a master of patience and help will ease your mind while you are waiting for the perfect moment to strike. So I think that is perfect for the magician and the emperor, the raccoon
Mhm.
and the owl.
I think it's all about her, about balancing
Yeah.
that aspect of the two.
This is Brigitte.
Yeah.
You know, I see Brigitte as being very fun and playful. I think it's harder. Is it harder for her to be the emperor, be the stern one?
No, I don't
It's
think
not?
so. I think she has a healthy balance between the two. I think the difference for me with Brigitte is that she doesn't want to do damage that is permanent by being the barracuda. And sometimes it's okay as the matriarch to be the barracuda.
Mhm.
Sometimes we have to. I mean, that's kind of what we're called to do, right? Women are called to be the ones who bring justice and strength into the moment, and men are the ones who are called in to make sure that that justice is carried through. I don't know. That's just my interpretation with it. I may be wrong.
No, I doubt it.
I'm probably
It's
not.
your birthday.
It's my birthday.
We already
It's
had
your
this
birthday.
conversation too. Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh. Yeah. But I mean,
I'm not wrong today.
You're not wrong today.
Tomorrow I'll be completely wrong.
Tomorrow never comes.
Let me fix this camera. It's driving me crazy.
You got to
Look.
get in the middle.
I can't get in the middle without making sweet love to you. Hang on.
So yeah, there you go, Brigitte. There you go. There you go.
It's getting frisky over here.
Right?
No, I mean, Brigitte, we know her.
Yeah.
She is a complex, beautiful creature. She has that super jovial, lighthearted thing to her and that very stern thing in her. But balance. Everything's about balance, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
I mean, about finding the harmony between the two because we all have that in us. I mean, we all have that idiot, fun playing side on one side, and then the other side needs to be stern, but it's somewhere in the middle.
Maybe I don't know. I just see like a little bit of the emperor type energy. Maybe she doesn't want to be there right now.
Maybe not. That's okay. You ain't got to be
That's
there all
okay.
the
You can
time.
be there all the time.
Mm-mm.
Only when it's appropriate.
There's nothing written in stone that says you have to be there all the time.
No, because like I said, there's the little sneaky messages that sneak in whenever. It's like, what? I never saw that coming, and that was a huge life lesson, and I got more out of that. You know.
Age of the men.
Carol Hembrecht may have already. It's almost like Victor is, channeling you about go to the next person.
I know, it's weird.
It is weird.
Victor's pulling a me.
I know.
He's turned into a dictator. I am the dictator online. I'm always like, hurry the hell up. Stay on task. I am. I'm bad about it.
All righty, Carol. All right.
Lord help us all.
What does Carol need to know?
A lot. I'm joking, Carol. A whole lot, Carol.
No.
She doesn't. She's good.
Ooh, Carol. Okay, so the first one is death. So this is all about changes. We know that, right? Okay. Then it's followed by the Ten of Swords. And then it is followed by the Hermit. So, Carol, don't say anything just yet because I feel like this is something that...
Hurry up, we're ducks in the damn blood boat.
Right? I like that. Well, I know. So Carol, I feel like it feels like you are trying to force this change, and whenever this change doesn't happen, that you okay, just like how we said a minute ago, lessons sneak in all different kinds of ways.
Mm-hmm.
They can come in from Rocky the Raccoon. They can come in from a commercial. They can come from a Facebook meme. And they can come in from a friend. Okay?
Right.
So who knows how that message or that experience is. And so I don't want to do this message anymore.
Why?
I just don't.
You have to. 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 You You know, when you're called to do it, you have to do it even
I'm
if you
fixing to
want.
start crying.
Don't start crying because
Okay.
Carol already knows what this is about, and I already know what this is about because she and I've already talked about it. So you can keep it very general and just say it.
Okay, Carol. So, you know,
Or do you want me to handle this because I talked to her today?
I'm afraid I'll start crying for real.
Okay, Carol, this
Yeah.
is what we were talking about earlier today. What's coming is coming. There's nothing that can be done. All we can do is be observers and be helpful in the situation. And we have to allow and let it be what it is. That's what Rachel is saying. So she's confirming the conversation that you and I had this morning. Okay? That way Rachel doesn't have to cry. It's my birthday
Right,
and nobody
yeah, I
cries today
know.
but me. And I
Yeah.
haven't had that much whiskey yet. So there we go.
There we go.
Carol, you know what we're talking about.
Okay.
Got it done.
Got it done.
Got it done and get her done, girl. We're fine. Come on, Buttercup. Big girl panties, suck it up. Those damn chickens, they've made her soft.
Okay, so hey Mika. Okay, let's talk about this for a second. Okay, so let me ask you this. Okay, so I know sometimes whenever like, you know, whenever I'm having a conversation and I have an emotional reaction and I know that, like I feel it and I feel it and I feel it. So I had a dream last night and I was riding in a car with somebody and they were telling me all these things. And I remember it almost felt like a lucid dream. It was a very real dream.
Mm-hmm.
But within that dream, I was having this same emotional response. And that's the first time I was either ever aware of it, or I think it's just the first time I ever was aware of it. So do you think that I was doing like healing work or I was doing something in that? Because it was definitely.
Yeah, you were working in your through your dream. I mean, I did that for a long time when I had dreams before. Remember you talking about detachment earlier,
Mm-hmm.
before I learned how to detach personally. But you were working through something. And also, listen, you have to realize too where we are right now. We are experiencing a tremendous amount of letting go and loss.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not in the way that we generally see it, but we are experiencing this thing of having to let go of everything that we thought was to make room for something that can come in. We're dealing with loss all the way around because we can feel it coming in and it's showing up in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's the loss of people, relationships, ideals, all of those things. And it's a lot to deal with subconsciously. It's going to manifest and come through in a lot of different ways. And I think a lot of everybody, I mean, these guys watching too, they're going through it too. So it's a valid conversation that we're having. Everybody's going through that, but feel the emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Be there in it, realize what it is, and then detach from it because you have to just realize it's something subliminal that's coming up to help you understand what's going on within yourself that you haven't seen or not seen, that you haven't acknowledged.
Right. And I didn't have an emotional, like I detached from it. The thing is, like, I normally don't. I'm not saying I don't have dreams. I normally don't remember my dreams. I know I'm doing a lot.
I don't either, but there's so much going on right now.
Right, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. So for me to have it, because I know usually whenever I have a dream and I remember it in detail, then that means there's significance. And this is one of the first times. And it's not the fact that, oh, I felt that way. It was the fact like, oh, I felt emotion in that dream.
Well, I mean, I had the same thing last night, right? I told you.
And I was
last
like,
night I had the weird dream too, and I was a little panicked.
Yeah.
Like trying to mother you and take care and make sure that you guys were okay in this situation, right?
Yeah.
So we're kind of moving through the motions, I think.
Right.
Even for those of us who don't dream a lot. I don't dream a lot. I don't remember them a lot. I do if I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
But that's work. Work and dream time are two different things. Maybe last night it just,
It might have. And
maybe they had a baby. Maybe they came together in union and it was kind of a thing.
But I do want to say, whenever you were talking about we're all experiencing loss, I was listening to something and I was telling my mom about this because my mom is going through this grief process. But the thing is, over my mom's life, I don't think she has dealt with grief when it's happened.
Most people don't.
And most people don't. Mm-hmm. And so now that she's actually in the moment and she's dealing with this grief, it's not just this situation.
It's all of them.
All of the griefs. all the time.
There's the beef of it there. I got to readjust the seat.
Yeah. And so I think that is huge, because if you're looking at the self-evaluation, like, hey, I should have got over this. I'm fine with this. Yeah, you might be with this last instance, but you are repairing, it's all this grief that's coming up.
It's accumulated trauma.
Yes. So you're completely fine.
Yeah. I mean, people can put this off as long as they want, but we go through these movements as human beings, through the movements of mankind, the natural movements of mankind. If we accumulate all this trauma and we don't deal with it, we procrastinate with dealing with what's happened to us. It's a time bomb, right? That's where all of humanity is right now. It's not one person or a group of people. It's every single one of us. And not to get too deep, but COVID built us into that. COVID gave us a year to sit down and focus all that trauma and hone it into one area. And now it's just there in a pressure cooker, waiting. Everybody's got to deal with it. It's accumulated.
Yes, and I love the fact that you used accumulated trauma, and I promise we will get to readings. But we will. But I just want to say, you were talking to somebody earlier, and they were talking about the energy that is coming up. And whenever they were talking, I immediately was thinking about the Nine of Wands. And so the Nine of Wands is like what I call the wounded warrior. And he is like the wise sage, but he's the one who has run into battle 500 times or maybe 499 times. Right. But that fifth time, he's like, wait a minute, I'm going to stand back and watch. And whenever he was talking about that, or the energy of it, I was like, wow, it's the Nine of Wands right now. This is where we are. This is where we are. And then, like with trauma, with grief or whatever, it's just not reacting. And I don't even know if it's like being neutral. It's just like, hey.
I think it's delayed response.
Delayed response,
you know how you
definitely.
See PTSD, and I've been saying this for a long time. I don't think people dealt with the PTSD of what the buildup has been over the last 20 years. I mean, we can even go back to 9/11, and I'm not going to go too deep, but you have to realize that society has been in a state of PTSD for 20 plus years. COVID just kind of amplified it. It kind of ripped the Band-Aid off of it. And now we're sitting here with open wounds. Everybody is going, what the hell do I do with this? Right? So now we all have to get real and deal with that shit really quick, because if we don't, what we're going to do is put Band-Aids on it, which is the mildest case, or we're going to ignore the wound and run around with an open gash until we bleed out. Right? So we have to do something. I think that's what people are feeling on the whole. I think that's where all the apprehension is, and the nervousness and the angst and all these things. But people don't need to be anxious.
No, they don't. And I do want to say, and you don't have to respond.
You don't. You don't have to. You have an option. You can just shoot some Bactine on the damn thing and put a Band-Aid on it and let it heal. Or you can run around with an open festering wound.
And bleed all over everybody.
Personal choice, right? Anyway, we'll get off the heavy stuff.
Right.
Tomorrow's not a big deal. Just so y'all know, relax, breathe.
Yeah.
Not the end of the world.
I'm going to have X for everybody.
Yes. We're going to get messages from the chickens tomorrow. But I'm telling you, but forget messages from the universe. There'll be messages from the chickens. That's going to be mine and Rachel's new podcast.
If an egg comes out and it's got something on it, I'm going to freak the flip out.
Right? If there's a head and one sperm still in there, we'll know.
No. Are we going to crack them open?
I'll crack them open.
Oh, we can do, what's the things what they do with the egg cleanses? That's something totally different.
That's something
We're letting the chickens.
We'll let the chickens decide. We'll ask the chickens what they'd like.
Yeah, we're letting the chickens decide our fate.
We're probably better with them than everybody else, if I'm honest. Don't vote tomorrow. Just ask us what the chickens want.
Right. Chances are they'll want out that damn fence.
Probably.
Jennifer goes, your chickens are loose. I was like, sorry, they chose freedom.
2 chickens loose. Yeah, those suckers were out. I was teasing Rachel about being an oppressor. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see where we got. Mika.
All right, Mika.
We're just a blabbering.
What does Mika need to know?
Oh, Mika.
Right.
I love me some Mika Robinson. Oh, girl.
I know, right?
Right? Holy camoly.
Mika.
Get it, Mika?
Okay, Mika. So just the cards itself is the 20, the Judgment with a snake. And then it's the Page of Pentacles with the octopus. And it is the 8 of Cups with a tiger. And all I'm seeing is like, this, I don't want to say predator type energy, but I just see you being in this position of power, almost like, because if you think of a snake, okay, and these are just my interpretations of the animal as I know them. Okay, so the snake, it is very fluid. It is not fixed. There's, it can conform and do whatever and acts on opportunity. The same way I see like an octopus, you don't really know where it's going to come from. An octopus can be huge. It can, squeeze into small areas. It can be
Clever.
whatever and wherever it needs to be. And then you have something that is very dominant and majestic as a tiger, but still aggressive. So it's like you, Mika, are being this, again, this shapeshifter, this transformer of whatever you need to be. I feel like you are being all these different roles within your whole like friends and family dynamic. Of course, I can say that about everything, but I see you and I see you moving in between each thing so fluidly. It's like you are feeding everybody at the table different things and you're just able to do it.
And it's like coming out of oppression almost.
Yeah.
Like waking up and, I mean, it's the snake thing to a degree, but it's almost like cleverly coming out of an oppressive situation and coming out on top and ruling it. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
That's what it feels like for me.
But that's what I'm saying. It feels like she is this power thing to be able to shift like, oh,
Hardcore.
here is this. Oh, here is this. And it's not, you are not, it's like it's not draining you. You're not losing anything, but you're also not in a place where like your ego and it's like, oh, I can be this and you can do that. It's almost like you're just, again, fluid. Confidently, yeah. Like, oh, here you need to do this and here you need to do that. Very good, Mika.
Yeah,
cool.
Mika. Because that's the first time I think that we've seen that with Mika in that way. I think she may be finding her regeneration and power in the energy that's happening right now. A lot of people will. A lot of people will suffer this, but a lot of people will find their power in it. I think Mika's one of those people who's going to find her power in it.
Yeah, well, so the 8 of Cups with the tiger, that's what it is. It's the cup of moving on, walking away and moving on to higher ground.
Right.
And it's like, and even to the point of, no, I cannot do that. That kind of power too.
Right.
No, I can't today.
Tempting, but no.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Right.
So yeah, there's even power in that.
Get it, girl.
Right?
Good on you, Mika.
I know. And when we're talking about feminism with the chickens, a lot of people feel like, hey, I have to please this person. I have to do this and I have to do that.
And you don't. Listen, this whole thing, no matter what's going on right now, we can look at the political side and that's a byproduct. But the energetic of all this is about women claiming their power non-violently and just standing in it. We don't have to go fight for things. We just have to stand in our own. I think that's what Mika's doing. So where are we?
We're going to go with Christine.
Yay!
And she said something about the moon.
Chiara Velocity.
I'm going to let you pronounce that one.
Yeah, but okay, sono italiani.
Oui,
okay.
sure.
Oui, oui. Okay.
You could use some clarity right now.
Right. Feel like maybe it's a transition of the moon. We're attached to the moon as women really strongly. I think that's the whole little branch of, I don't know, that energy of where we come from. But I think that transition baby is something different than the moon. So we'll see what her cards say.
Right. All right, Christine. So I pulled the North Node. And that is step out of your comfort zone. So, yeah,
Tell them to stick it.
Yeah. Well, no. So she feels like her life is upside down. Okay. Guess what?
Claim it.
Claim it. The best way to reorganize something is to dump everything out. It's all right there before you. You get rid of what you don't want and you put it back and organize it the way you want it. So if you want clarity, then you can use, this is a full moon coming up, right?
Yeah, then be clear.
Yeah.
If you want clarity, be clear.
Be clear.
When you're speaking to people, be clear about what the hell it is you want.
Right. And so with the eclipse of the lunar eclipse, you can say, hey, show me things that I no longer need and remove them. The perfect time is when everything is upside down to see what no longer works with you. So this is a perfect opportunity to use. And you're the only one that can give clarity. And if everything is laid out upside down from your basket and you're hesitant about picking it up and putting it back in your basket, then I would say chances are you do not need it in your basket.
That's right. And upside down is a matter of perspective. Turn the other
Mhm.
direction, it's right side up.
Mm-hmm.
Just change your
Yep.
perspective.
Just change your perspective.
This is an
Get
easy
to read
one.
and organize. Yep.
Tonight and tomorrow is a power night for women. If they don't realize that, this is when we claim our power. If they don't realize that, because I can feel it in my gut. I'm like, I'm just going to stand in all my feminine glory and just.
Right.
It's not saying F you to everybody else. It's saying F you to everything that doesn't serve.
Exactly.
This is my time. I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy with where my life
Mhm.
is. If you're not happy with where your life is, get off your ass and change it. Like the excuse times are over. That's where we are in this world. So get with it, my ladies. Thank you, KJ, for the happy birthday. It has been amazing because we just lounged and cooked and talked and BS'd, and it was a perfect day. I got the perfect day with my sister today. It was amazing.
Oh, that's so sweet. And she cooked.
And I cooked.
Alrighty. So I just seen one about somebody's health. Let's see. Oh, Joni, having trouble with your health. Can you give me anything? I'm automatically going to digestion.
I'm missing this one. Where's it at?
It just popped up on the screen right here. On the screen.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. I'm getting digestion. I don't know if it's something like leaky gut, and then that is just, and I only say leaky gut not as a diagnosis, but like it's one issue that is several things that led it up to one issue that has multiple of issues. So I would love to hear your perspective on it.
My perspective's weird on this one because I actually pull up two things. One thing feels hernia related, and the other thing feels Crohn related.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know much about Crohn's?
No, I know it's about the stomach.
It is, but Crohn's is an emotional disease.
Is it really?
It is. And it's a disease that many people get when they have a hard time speaking out how they feel about the trauma that they've been through.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people I know with Crohn's have gone through traumatic trauma with their parents, either with a death or major loss, abandonment in some way, and they have a hard time speaking out about it. With Joni, I feel like it's a little bit of both. I feel like the hernia side of it is more inflammation and extrusion. That's something that can go away with steroids, but it feels more like Crohn's for me, Joni. So I think it's something that has to be dealt with diet and steroids to fight the inflammation, but then it also has to be dealt with you finally standing up for yourself. That's why I was just saying what I was saying before this.
Yeah.
We're past that point. It's time that people stand up and say how the hell they feel.
Exactly.
Period.
Yeah. And it's like, whenever I'm talking about the leaky gut, I'm thinking of like, hey, there's holes in your barriers and that is causing the issues.
Yeah, but that's what it is,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And I've met a lot of people with Crohn's over the years, and I would sit down and talk with them, and all of them had massive traumas, typically with their parents, with a death or a suicide or a
Mhm.
really messed up relationship, and they didn't speak out about it. So, Joni, I would just encourage you to kind of go that direction. Change the diet. You can look up a Crohn's diet. That'll help with pain and whatever's going on, and maybe some oral steroids.
That is cool. Brigitte, I've been looking at those. I can get 5 eggs for $30.
Right? That's what I'm talking about. We need to put these, to work.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell y'all what we were calling them today. Probably not
Mhm.
appropriate, but it was funny.
You have to see a blood specialist.
Mm-mm. Man, you are seeing birds all over the places, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Hi,
so
Betty.
Victor was the one that popped it up on the man.
Uh-huh. All right,
He is
Glenda
within
Peck.
the wizard. General, if you please. Somehow I feel this is going to be all about Glenda Peck meeting me tomorrow.
I was just fixing to say, Glenda. Yeah.
Glenda, your future is tomorrow you will meet Jennifer Outwater at Rachel Warren's
I know.
house.
Jennifer
Fix
said,
your solar.
I know. She said, I talked to that girl, Glenda. She said, I told her I'd meet her. And she said, I didn't tell her, too much because I didn't know. I was like, no, Glenda can come over.
Well, you know how it is.
I
You
know.
don't know when you're hanging out
Yeah,
at
yeah,
somebody's
yeah.
house. Like, is it cool to invite people over or whatever? And I knew you guys were friends, but I was like, I
didn't know
wanna
how
be-
good friends.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Glenda, she's hit my rocks where.
Well, there we go, Glenda.
Yeah, she's hit
we're
my
in.
rocks where that kind of people.
We'll figure out where the drain on your battery's coming
Yeah.
from.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. All right, Glenda. I know.
You guys are the cuteness. Don't you love this group? I can
I
feel
do.
them Like you can feel the love coming off of them so much.
Uh-huh.
It's so sweet. You guys are precious.
So precious.
Just sorry I'm all redneck.
Uh-huh. Okay, Glenda. So I'll pull some cards from you. The Chariot, the Hermit, and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so Glenda, if I had to pick a card for you, it would be the Queen of Pentacles. So this is the embodiment of like the humble. She is that earth energy, that mother type, the one who can take like guitar strings and I don't know, duct tape and make lemonade. Like it's just like you can do that. It's like whatever I need. It's like you have this magic basket and you're able to pull from it. So now I'm asking, what does the Chariot and what does the Hermit mean? Glenda. I'm just going to keep crying.
No, you're not. Go inside.
Okay.
She has to go inside and find
Yes, she does. She does. Glenda, this is where I think you want to be. And I know you want to be there. It almost feels like you are thinking of like an aunt. You every time somebody says, oh, you know, like it's a question or a hard situation, you almost think back like, oh, what would my auntie or such and such do? Or how would I feel if I went and I asked this? And it's like you are trying so hard to be this person, and you don't have to try so hard to be this person because you already are this person. You go within. That's where it is. Quit looking for like the outside of what they would say. It's what would you say? You need to go within. And so the Chariot, it's all about overcoming obstacles. It's about moving forward. And as much as I feel like you think that you can't do this or you can't do that, I think that's just a limitation.
It's a mental limitation.
It's a mental limitation. And I think what is stopping you is the mental limitations and you not going within, or you not asking yourself, what would Glenda do? You'd be like, oh, what would such and such do? And you're already there. I don't think you recognize it.
I just said I was going to make a bumper sticker like that. What would Jesus do? But what would Jennifer do?
Yeah.
We were laughing about that before. Glenda, you're not a cobbler. There's no shoes to fill. You don't make shoes. Right?
Yeah.
Just live your life. You're not responsible for these other people, regardless of what responsibility you've taken on or they have put on you and you've assumed graciously. If you want a certain type of life, take it. If you don't take it. You're not obligated to anybody. You are a free entity, my kid.
Mm-hmm.
You owe nothing to anybody. No dues to be paid, no debt to manage. Free as all those birds you are talking about you seeing, right?
Right. And that's what we were talking about.
I don't get birds. I just get Romy giving me the middle finger. Does that count?
Yeah, it counts. It's energy. Hi, Kelsey. Yes, you may have a reading. So I got a question. Because, okay. And I don't want to hear nothing about it. But I took 3 goody powders. Not all at once, but all within like a thing. Because I was saying I was having a headache within an hour and a half. So what did you do? Did you do something?
I didn't do anything.
Not to give me the headache. Not to
The headache?
The headache.
What do you mean then? What did
I don't know. It just feels like something changed. It feels like it's just, I don't know.
I think you just take them when you're not in my presence. I don't know. I mean, I get headaches sometimes, but they're very rare. I think you're so earth energy connected that when there's shifts in earth energy, you feel it really heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And so with the moon tonight, I'm not surprised.
A goody powder's not going to fix it. Is that what you're saying?
Snort that goody powder.
I tried. Do you not see it? I spilled it.
Oh, shit. Was that what that was?
Yeah.
And I was having flashbacks of the 80s.
I know, right?
Rock on. No,
Okay.
you're fine. I didn't do it though.
Yeah.
See, now she's blaming me.
No. I was like doing good stuff with it. Not bad stuff. I didn't know if you were trying to help my headache because it felt like it shifted.
I'm always trying to help.
Mhm.
I don't want anybody to suffer.
All right, Kelsey. What does Kelsey need to know? Kelsey.
Lord girl.
Right. What does Kelsey need to know? Okay, Kelsey, again, what are you struggling with? What are you struggling with? And Kelsey, every time I talk about or I think about Kelsey, I feel like I'm getting on to her But I feel like, what struggles are you creating?
Do you know why that is? I think we all love Kelsey so much and we view her as the little sister
Mm-hmm.
in the group, and it may come off like scolding, but it's such a loving sisterly
Yeah.
scold. It's not even a scolding. It's just a sisterly talk of, come on now.
Come on now. Yeah. You
Right?
can do
Like, come
this.
on now.
Come on.
You've
Yeah.
got so many blessings. Come on now.
Come on. Yeah.
That's all it is. I don't get anything bad with Kelsey. I think Kelsey's just still got a lot of growth to do. I think even the health thing is a lot related to the growth. A lot of that is separation from what her
Mhm.
life was like before.
Okay. So, Kelsey, you still need to find something that you like to do. And if you don't want to go out and go do karaoke, because I'm not saying you do, or trivia, then you need to find something that you're passionate about and you love.
She's good about helping people. Kelsey's big on volunteering. I think that's where Kelsey's missed her calling. See, I think she would be better working for a nonprofit
Mm-hmm.
that's working with aiding people. I think she's right there, but she just hasn't found her mark yet because she's so big on service.
Mm-hmm.
She's getting there little by little. It's an interesting thing. I don't know. You do the read on her, but it's an interesting thing. I think Kelsey's months away from finding who she really is.
No? So, we got Page of Pentacles, the Hierophants, and the Nine of, no, it's the Eight of Wands. I mean, the Eight of Swords. And so the Eight of Swords is like, creating your own bondage, being in bondage, feeling stuck, all these things, feeling trapped, but imprisonment, And again, it's not anything bad, Kelsey, but it's just, I feel like, again, you're putting these limitations on yourself, like, and maybe that limitation is, I can't do that. I can't do that. There's no way I can do that. Well, you can do that, but I do think you need to find something that you're passionate about that lights your fire. Now that you got your job taken care of and your finances, like, even though you think, okay, well, the finances aren't enough or there's not where I want it to be, that doesn't matter. You will get there, but it's only going to get there whenever you're happy and you're excited.
Right.
So you keep doing your job, but then you find something that you're passionate and that you love and do it. And Jennifer said something about you being a volunteer. Whatever it is, do it.
I feel like Kelsey's passion needs to take her out of her normal element, though. I think a big part of the problem is that Kelsey is stuck in an element that is too familiar and too confining.
Mm-hmm. Comfort zone?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it would almost be cool to see Kelsey do something. I know this sounds crazy, but like the Peace Corps.
Mm-hmm.
But something that really takes her way out of her comfort zone.
Okay. You know what? So after my first marriage, I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I went out on a date, and it wasn't even like like a boyfriend date. It was just like, hey, let's just go and have fun. And something to myself, I said, I'm not gonna say no. And I know they made a movie about that.
Yeah,
now.
don't say no. Don't say
yeah. And so I'm like, I'm not gonna say no. And we had went to the fair, and I was like, I rode every ride that I would normally not ride. And I had so much fun.
Yeah.
Because I was, putting these limitations, and I wasn't going to do something stupid, but I still didn't, if I wanted to do this, I didn't think, no, I can't, I'm on a diet, or no, I'm not going to do that. And that was probably one of the best experiences.
People do that. They limit themselves so much. They limit themselves with, but my family's here, but my job's here, but my house is here, but everything I know is here, but everything. Listen, everything you know and everybody that's your family and everything you want is everywhere all the time. You will find them everywhere on the planet. But sometimes you have to step out of the box, out of the comfort zone, to find out what you're really made of and who the hell you are.
And that's exactly what it was. And it wasn't the fact that I was there with, another person I was on a date. That was all about me.
You.
It was all about me.
I feel like that's where Kelsey needs to be. There's something that needs to happen here that will heal her mind, body, and spirit and bring it all in conjunction. But it has to be stepping completely out of the box.
I agree.
So a mission, if it's with the church group, it doesn't matter, or whatever, Greenpeace, whatever that looks like. I feel like that's where Kelsey needs to be, is we're stepping out and volunteering.
And then she just posted that she's got to start feeling better. Well, they might be
it's a choice.
It might be connected.
Honey, that's a choice. You
Mhm.
can't feel better if you're living in a condition of sickness. If you're staying in the same thing, you'll feel sick in it. So you have to make a decision to step out of that sickness.
Mhm.
And I think it is about taking big gambles. I'm a gambler, right?
Mhm.
Like some people are, some people aren't. I'm a big gambler. I enjoy it. It's never turned out bad, to be honest. Betta Smith.
Betty's.
I love that Victor's the Ascension Network, haha, and into my face. It's kind of weird, isn't it? It's like Victor has snuck into my soul and taken over my body. Oh shit. Just kidding. If I jump up and start powwowing, y'all know what it is. Victor and I are sharing spirits. Literally.
All right, Betty. What does Betty need to know? Betty. I know, and they had a big powwow here at Stone Mountain, and I didn't go.
I didn't want to go see it. I've still got PTSD.
Yeah. Well, no, it was fine. It just didn't work out for me. All right, Betty. This is really cool. Pull 3 cards, and it's all major arcana. So the first one is sun. It's illumination everywhere. Everything that you're doing, there's a light shining on it. Okay. Then it is followed by the emperor. The emperor is you are the leader. You are in command. And again, I just keep coming up to like accountability and commitment to self, you know, and then it is followed by the magician. So Betty, this is all about you. And it's almost like you stepping into your power, realizing who you are, that it might not jive with everybody, but it doesn't matter because it is you and you are everything. So I think it's a beautiful reading.
It is a beautiful
It is a beautiful reading. Because I mean, it's just like, it is basically the gate has been lifted and go, 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 go.
You know, we're always looking for something or somebody to come from the
Yes.
outside to make us happy. And I've joked about it for years and it's vulgar, but I'll say it anyway because everybody knows me. But I've always said to women who are like, I just can't find love or get a vibrator to talk. It sounds bad, but listen, the point is in that feed both parts of your being, right? Like feed the physical side and feed the soul. You have to find something. You can't be waiting on somebody else to come and fix it.
No, you can't.
This is a French thing. It's a me, wee, right? Like we have to fix wee.
Right? Yeah. And it's exactly like, hey, you're being illuminated. You know, even if the light is shining on you, it's still shining on your path. If it's shining on you, be who you are. Don't worry about, you know, conforming or what people are going to think, and just go. Be that magic.
Turn that thing into a catwalk and sashay baby all the way through it. That's all I got to say.
And do it.
Get it?
Get it?
Damn, we've almost done another hour.
I know, right? We're going to be pros.
Lord.
Hi, Pamela. Oh, Pamela, somebody was talking about you earlier. All good.
I love you, Pamela. I was so excited. I was actually talking to Rachel about ghost hunting up there with you guys about all the opportunities and how cool it would be for her to come up. So
yeah, I had went on a ghost walk here.
She's gonna get up there eventually. Maybe I'll come with her. We'll see.
As long as it's not cold.
Ugh. Then don't go in the winter.
Oh, I won't go in the winter.
No. Listen, Pamela and those guys are in Sandy are up in the most beautiful part of the country. I would move there in a hot minute and I would stay there. Is it cold as balls in the winter? Yes.
No, thank you.
We're Southern girls. It's cold as balls in the winter.
Mm-mm.
Might as well be Alaska.
All right, Betty, this is for you. Or not Betty. Who's this for?
No, we're past Betty now.
Pamela.
It's Pamela.
Pamela, sorry.
Oh, thanks, Pamela. It's been a good birthday, sweet girl.
I've enjoyed your birthday. All right, Pamela. Again, all beautiful, right?
Yeah.
All right, Pamela. So the first one is the 10 of Cups. This is complete happiness. It is joy on the home front. And it is followed by the Star. And then it is followed by the 3 of Cups. So this is all about you getting basically everything that you want. But it feels like it just feels like such a generic. So, Pamela, if you wanted a Hallmark movie, that's what this
She
is.
got it.
She got it.
Her cup runneth over.
Yeah.
Everything that Pamela wanted has come true.
That's what this feels like.
It is.
It feels so cheesy, like a Hallmark. Like she done this
But
list
right now,
and
her
she got
life
it.
is a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Pamela got every damn thing she asked for.
That's what. Yeah, she got everything
that
she wanted.
loves the most are under her roof.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a beautiful roof, and her life came to a culmination all in a month.
Mm-hmm.
Pamela's good.
How cool.
Yep.
How cool.
Yep.
That is pretty cool.
Pamela's got it. If y'all don't know how to do it, contact Pamela. She's
Right.
got it down.
Yeah.
She's got her life is lined up right where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And you can feel it. I can say that because I was in Pamela's house. You can feel it. You can feel the beauty and the joy and the sweetness and the kindness in the house. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Izzy.
Annika. Moon is beautiful tonight, and your moon child will love a card if you have time. What does Annika need to know?
Serafini. Lots of Italian.
What does the Serafini mean? Does that mean
Sera
angels?
is night. Serafini. Dolfini. It's hard to say because it depends on the part of Italy that they come from. But usually it would mean like a night fish or a night dog. Something of the night, right? Like something. Nah.
Okay. Alrighty. So your 3 cards right now is the Strength, Judgment, and the 7 of Wands. So, who is we doing again? That's bad, isn't it?
Annika.
Annika, sorry. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And she's my psychic. She's keeping me alive, right? So, Annika, this very much feels like this is, it feels like something you don't want to deal with, is what it feels like. And,
It's called making a decision we don't want to have to make.
yeah.
Like a breakup.
It sounds like bias, not biased. I guess it's not biased if it's coming from a psychic.
I'm just going to call it.
Yeah.
This is like the separation for something, whether this is a relationship at work or at home, it's time for you to separate.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to be kind of balls to the wall. This is not a time to be, you don't have to be mean, but you just have to be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Not working for me anymore.
Most definitely with the Judgment card. That is, you know. It's like that whole life review.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
It's
You
sitting
know
back
what
on
needs to be
things
done.
Can I do this for
Yeah.
another 6 months? No, I'm suffocating.
Hmm.
So what's the thing we say in Southern lingo? Shit or get off the pot?
Right.
There you go.
Hmm. Annika.
Shit or get off the pot.
That's nicer than what I was.
She's
yeah.
a lot nicer than I am.
Yeah. Mm.
We love you, Annika. I'm just saying, women got to get tough now.
All right.
Oh, we've been sweet too long.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you. I think we're going to call it a night, too. How about that?
We just might.
We just might.
Did we miss anybody? There's a whole lot of new comments. Holy camole. Christy Lee, we just missed her. Go back up for a second. Joining from Texas, well, benvenuto, amore. I live in Texas, too. You're open to receiving any messages, Chris Lee. Huh. If you want to close it, we can close it, though.
No, it's fine.
Ain't nothing but a thing, pudding tang. Rachel's feeling it tonight. That moon's getting her.
Yeah.
Man. That moon is getting her butt. Getting that butt. The moon will do that, man. I'm telling you what. That's one thing. If you're holding water, it'll nail you.
I am feeling way more emotional with these readings than I normally do.
You are tonight.
So Chris, whenever I was reading yours, I'm getting extremely sad. And that's completely fine. Don't worry. Don't think like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. No, it hasn't. It's just, I don't know. I feel sadness. I feel loss. I feel confusion. I feel all these things. So.
I feel life experience with Chris.
Do you?
I do. Love y'all Southern accents. Thanks, Chris. I just feel a lot of life experience. I don't know if it feels sad for me because I've had so much and you've had so much. I just look at it neutral, but I just feel like it's a wealth of walking dictionary. Do you know what I mean? Walking encyclopedia. There's just so much information there. Maybe don't go sad. Look at it as information. Be neutral with it.
Well, it just feels very, very heavy.
Need a hug?
No.
All right. It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't. But again,
Okay.
it's perspective.
All right. There you go, Chris. So whenever you're starting to feel sadness, and if you feel heaviness, say, you know what? This is experience. This is life. What'd you call it?
I mean, it's just experience. Like
Yeah.
a walking dictionary. I mean, I get that, but people who come in with volumes, no pun intended, of experience, because we're teachers. How can we say to other people, I know what you feel, what you're going through, if we haven't damn been through it? Chris's experience is that. Chris has been through everything. Loss, tragic loss, every heartbreak, losing things, feeling abandoned, all those things. If you don't have those things, how the hell can you say to somebody genuinely, I know how you feel? There are certain people that have to walk that path in this world to earnestly say where they are.
Okay. So why does she have to feel it all? Why does she have?
Well,
why does
it matter who it is? Some of us just come in to hold that for other people. Why not, Chris? Why me? Why not somebody else? Doesn't matter. A certain balance of us have to come in to hold that, or there's no equilibrium on this planet or in the universe. It's not a chosen thing or a curse or anything else. Some people are meant to hold that amount of energy, and some people aren't. I hold it without losing my crap and hating on people. Chris does too. Why not?
Okay.
Sometimes it's just about holding the energy for others. So don't feel sad. Now do the reading.
I think we just did.
I think we did, maybe.
I was trying to ask, like, for Chris, whenever, if she was to say, why me? Why me? Why? Why I'm the one have to do it? Yeah.
But it's never been I think that's when people get all screwed up in this. It's not about you. It's not a why me thing. Look, we all come in on a level playing field. But there's an equilibrium in this world and in the universe. Some of us carry more than others because we can. Because we're supposed to. Because it's okay. If it's not viewed as a personal offense, I've never taken anything personal in my life. All the horrible things I've been through, I never took them as a personal abuse or an offense or a violation. I took them as experience because I knew at the end of the day, when I came and did this job, and I always knew I'd do this job, that I would be able to be honest in saying to my clients, I know how you feel. With earnesty. Instead of bullshitting my way through it. I know how you feel. And some of us just have to go through that. And that's okay. It's actually an astounding blessing. Not a bad thing. So Chris, just go with it, sweet pea. It's all good. Well, I feel like Chris lives around Houston. Just do. Okay. Anyway, let's zoom through this thing.
Yeah.
We've missed a whole bunch of comments. We love you guys.
Right.
I know we've been blabbering all night, but we never get to hang out together.
I know.
So it's kind of like a Rachel and Jennifer party, and you guys get to come along.
Well, I think we pretty much got, yeah, I think we pretty much got everybody, didn't we? Oh,
So we got Chris Lee, lots of heaviness. Good for you, Chris.
Very cool. All right. Izzy. So Izzy wanted to know if someone was watching her.
And Liz Brewer was asking for stuff too.
Okay.
Izzy, I don't get so much with that, except for I do get like a mother figure, but it feels more like grandmother for me. And then also a male who passed, I would say within the last 2 years, but nothing too major. I think you're looking for a connection a lot to kind of justify things, but I think it's like an umbilical cord. Is that right? If you're thinking about somebody, you're making an emotional connection, like an umbilical cord that kind of ties them in, but I don't think it's necessary. I think that you trying to connect into psychic ability to spiritual connection more than anything. Maybe it's just me.
Maybe
it's not. I don't know. It's my birthday, so y'all can't hold me accountable for shit. I've got free reign tonight. Woo woo! Good to be me. Good to be me. Hey, Zelda.
Alrighty, Liz. So what did Liz want to know? Let's see. Liz, did you have a particular question or just a general? I love reading.
Thanks, Izzy. Appreciate it.
Mm.
Oh, it's nice.
I know, right?
Nice.
I know. All right. So, you want to know about love reading, Liz? What came up is the Queen of Wands, and to me, she is the witch. She's the magician. She can make anything happen. Then it is followed by the Empress. The Empress, I mean, look, she is all about love. Okay. Then it is followed by the Three of Pentacles. So this is all up to you. The Three of Pentacles, that is like the person that is the person who is getting out, doing, teaching, but they're getting out. They're standing up. They're standing before. They're not standing in the crowd. They're leading. They're taking charge. So if you want to find love, you're going to have to go after love.
Girl, I don't know why I feel like she's got her whole seduction thing going on. With Liz, for some reason, I feel like this real tigress, like this real seduction energy, just working.
It doesn't need to come out. Is she
I think
suppressing it?
I don't think she's suppressing it all the way. I think she doesn't use it all the way, and maybe in the right way for herself, but it's definitely there. I can feel it. You're in a terrible place at the moment. You don't need to be, Liz. You're waiting to move. Sweetie, that's what we're talking about, this aggressive, beautiful energy. Quit waiting to move. Move.
Yeah. Go
What
out.
are you waiting for? A tiger doesn't wait to hunt. It just gets up and goes. Ladies, please claim your power, right?
Claim your power.
Like, please, just quit waiting for things.
It's
Get up
all
and take
on
it.
you. You are the magician. You're the one to make it happen. You are the line leader. If you want it, go
Amen.
get it. All righty.
All right, I guess we're calling it, right?
Yep.
All righty, guys. We love y'all.
We love you and we need you, right?
And we need you every day. We love y'all very much. No, we're excited that we got to do this with you guys because we never get to be together. We're 1,900 miles apart normally, but it's been a beautiful opportunity to spend the night with you guys and to spend the night together. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Thank you for supporting Miss Rachel always. She needs your support and she loves it. And we're just grateful for all of you. So coming over the next couple of days, guys, please don't lose your shit. Stay centered in the good human that you are. We are all going to survive this. It's relevant and also irrelevant at the same time. So just be a good human. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others.
You get some chicken. Cock-a-doodle-doo.
And we're going to come back with some chicken
Divination.
astrology and divination tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we love you all, guys. Y'all have a good one, okay?
Bye, guys.
Bye.